I had such a great weekend. Oh my God, go fuck yourself. That was then. This is now, bitch. It's a whole new set of rules. It's Monday. If you ain't waking up with a taste of blood in your fucking mouth like a shark 5 feet from the shore, you fucked up. You understand? Because Monday is when you go, everything else is like, still the weekend, you fucking up.
Yo, what the dealio? What the dealio? What the dealio? We back at it. The Three Amigos is in the building. The Three Amigos is back. I'm Steve Martin.
Yes.
Sean Harvey is Martin Short.
Yeah.
Who was the third nigga again?
Steve Harvey, Martin Short, and for the Three Amigos. Who was the third person?
I'm gonna pull this shit up now because now I'm fucked up. I done jumped out there, said some shit, and now I got myself feeling fucked up. Anyway, welcome everybody. Motivation Monday. We back in the building. I'm gonna get that name for you in 1 second. I want to say this off the rip. I went back old school, y'all. You know what happened? As in my daily going-ons in the last year or two, we keep running into these grown-ass men and women that say the same shit. Yo, you got a business card?
Yeah.
Now, because it sounds simple, but because technology has advanced, so we be like, yo, hit me on a gram or inbox me or blah, 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 put the number in your phone, whatever. But I don't know. I think this shit was sitting with me in my soul. Like, nigga, you got 1,000 of these shit somewhere at the house. You done paid for them. Just put a few in your pocket for the older people who say, hey, man, you got a business card? So this past week, for a week, 10 days straight, I found two of my business. I got the Robin Hood joint. See the logo right there. Yeah. Then I got the pink shirt joint with the Talon Harris with the socials. I'm back.
Nice.
I say that because all the older people watching the show come see me and get a business card.
And Amir, knowing the New York King, he's selling those for $3.
They're gonna be worth it, bro. You know what it is? Every shirt or hat a nigga buy.
You get.
But hey, listen.
I paid for them. We invested though. We invested a long time ago. Yeah. Who the fuck get to tell us we can't get these out no more?
I'm not mad.
Not to mention, it's crazy because you're absolutely right. Everybody is still asking for business cards. The wild part about it is, like you said, technology has advanced so much that now you got QR codes to give all your info. Like you can read all kind of new stuff, but that's dope, bro.
That grown ass man and that grown ass woman want a motherfucking business card.
Yeah.
Right. And you can see their face and attitude change when I go, I don't business card. They look down on me for that moment. One dude looked at me so disgusted. This what made me go dig him up. One nigga looked at me like, how unprofessional are you? He's like, how long you been doing this shit? I said, well, shit, it's about to be 33 years. 33 years. And you don't have it. That nigga looked like his next words was, you need a mentorship. Because you're doing this wrong, young man.
Oh, my God.
Respect for my grown people, because let's keep it real, Sean. Grown folks love grown comedy. And even though you may not be their age, motherfucker might come see your house or somewhere, anywhere, and just a light bulb go off like, you know what? This year's my auntie's 70th party or my cousin's 60th party or my double nickel, whatever. That's perfect. I'm gonna have this man perform. Yeah. You got a business card?
Yeah.
And then here I go. Yo, hit me on the gram. And then nigga go. Now the nigga looking at me like I'm older than him and go, send you a telegram? Not the telegram. Oh, man. I'm like, damn. So anyway, kill all that shit. I got these. I keep them in my pocket now. I bring about, just bring 10 out. Don't hurt. They don't weigh up nothing. Don't get in the way. But just for that, the older jack that go, yeah. You got a business card? Absolutely. Boom. Thank you. I'm picking you up. Blah, blah, blah. It happened on a ski trip. And them grown folks on that ski trip, Sean. Yeah. So one dude, he got a radio station in Brooklyn. He was like, yo, give me a card, man. I said, fuck. I said, you know what? I got you. You're going to be here all weekend, because I had him in my coat pocket. I forgot. I went in there, got him. Son was so happy. He was like, yo, we're going to get you on the show. We'll promo some shit. So long story short, boom. All right. So out the gate, want to welcome everybody to Motivation Monday. We're going to get right to the thick of things right after we recap because it's been a hell of a weekend from what I hear and what I know. From what I know is my dog is dumb funny. It's not funny when your dog hits you with the puppy. I looked down, exactly. Felt him lick my arm, but I looked down and he got his head resting on my leg like, you gonna let me go out and shit or you gonna do this fucking show? That's how you looking at me. Man. So let me get to mine, then we're gonna get to the birthday boy. I had a nice weekend. I had a weekend like I like to have, especially coming off that wear and tear ski trip weekend / stress factory. It was a lot. Yeah. It was a lot. So niggas are still recuperating. So this past weekend, Friday, I got to go to Philly, and there's something in here that's funny that's going to come up part of the show because it just cracks me. It cracked me up now. Now I can laugh, but I was stressed out, right? So anyway, I'm in Philly. Shout out to the Omega Sci-Fi fraternity brothers. They had their weekend in Philly. They hired a brother to kick it off with the comedy on Friday night. Me, Steve Brown, and Michelle, the indie mom, gave them a hell of a comedy show in the Philadelphia Marriott Airport Hotel ballroom, and that shit was crazy. Saturday turned around, jumped on the train, came back because I did a pop-up show at Ray DeJean Spot 275 Park, which was sold out. I was very happy to see that because we put the shit up in like 4 days. 4 days, 5 days, hey, we're going to be at pop-up. And we did the damn thing. So shout out to him. Shout out to Kwame, works over this, one of his partners. Shout out to Aldo, held it down as my host. Brooklyn Mike stopped through for a guest spot. Who else went up? Motherfucking John Phillips came from Philly, went up, hit the stage. Tony Burr hit the stage. And then I closed it out with a nice little 45, which I didn't even mean it. I meant to do a hot 30. And it was just, everything was going too good. And I looked at my watch and said, let me get the fuck out of here, right? And it was great like that. Now, back to Friday is like, and we're going to talk about this right after we finish the roundtable of the recap. I ran into one of the comics who fucked me up because I ain't worked with him in a long time. And I'm like, yo, I ain't worked with my man in a minute. Man, I forgot what I ain't worked with. You ever do that with your friends? Like, I ain't hung with this nigga in a while. And it takes 10 minutes to be around this motherfucker to go. That's why I don't fuck around. Anyway, how was your weekend?
Weekend was good. Weekend was good. Like you said, man, it was funny. I didn't have a birthday party. I had a pre-birthday celebration. One of our other partners in crime, DJ Knuckles, he's a fellow Aquarian. So he had the opportunity to DJ at Row House, which is now partially owned by some of my other team members and some other cats that I know. So we just did an Aquarian. Everybody come if you're Aquarius and have a great time. And when I say we had the spot on tilt, first of all, I think that's the most crowded I've ever seen Row House. It was so crowded that they had lines outside and people was trying to get. I was like, wait, this never happens. We usually just get in, everybody's in and out. You have a good time, you smile, whatever. But it was totally off the chain. I want to thank everybody who did manage to come out and just, like I said, pre-birthday celebration, because the birthday doesn't come actually till this Friday, February 9th. And it's the double nickel. So I'm super excited about that. I'm thankful, I'm mindful, I'm humble. My eldest brother's birthday is today. I always make y'all laugh, but February is really the Sealy Brothers month. Malik was the first. My oldest brother's the 5th. I'm the 9th. And then my other brother is the 29th. So we really do open and close all of February.
You know what's crazy about that? When you got a bunch of siblings and it's close like that together, that means your moms or your pops like to fuck around a certain time of the year.
Yes, sir.
They get really horny at this specific time. You can backtrack to 9 months, right?
Yes.
9, 10 months, backtrack, and you go, yo, pop get horny. This nigga be fucking around. Fucking drop. Nasty. You know what I'm saying?
So it was, but it was just, like I said, it was, just such a cool thing, man. I was, like I said, proud of everybody who came out. There were so many other Aquarians in the building and people that I got a chance to celebrate with who I didn't even know were Aquarians. So that was cool. Nice. Sunday was quiet. I'm, on some cool out. I was just before the show. And, as soon as we get off the show, I'm back to packing because my flight is 7:30 this morning, coming this morning. I touch down in Vegas, 10:30 tomorrow.
Oh, man, I forgot. This nigga, the Super Bowl is just in Vegas, and you already set up and live in fucking Vegas.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna slide out there and just have a good time, man. But more so than anything, I'm just happy, like I said, for my birthday, and for all of those who are gonna, who've been sending me birthday wishes and who will send me birthday wishes. I just want to say thank you. I'm humbled by it all, and like I said, mindful and thankful, man. But
let me ask you this: you get a tattoo of Brock Purdy or Patrick Mahomes? Who you fucking with, man?
What's so crazy? I mean, I honestly want to see my man from Kansas City win again, but I'm scared if he does because I feel like there's gonna be some stupidness that goes along with it. I feel like Kelsey's gonna do something crazy. They mess around and win again, like propose to Taylor Swift. And
that's not crazy. If they love each other, fuck them. If that's what they want to do. Here's my thing. Here's why I want him. This is why I want him to do it, because this is his big. Even though he's won Super Bowls, this is going to be his biggest achievement, and I'm going to tell you why. Those Super Bowls he won, they had an easy cakewalk, meaning they had home field advantage through the whole playoff. So you had to go into their house and play them, which was you got the edge.
Yeah.
This was the one time out of all the 4 times. This is the one time they had a kind of a semi not so great year where they had to go in everybody's house to get there.
Yeah.
And if they do that shit, bro, and win this motherfucker with every week you had to go on the road, beat a motherfucker like the Ravens in their own fucking crib, and then go to the Super Bowl in Vegas where the distractions is gonna be through the roof, man. You know how much pussy is on sale right now in Vegas.
Yo, T, to show you your point, my man pointed out, he said, and this was, last week when it was still 4 teams. He said, if Detroit wins, he said, we got all the pimps and hoes from Detroit on standby. He said, so they win, we straight. He said, if San Francisco wins, he said, they the Bay Area, all they're going to do is drive, and come on down. They got money, so they good. He said, if messes around and wins Baltimore, he said, every drug deal and every little snoop that y'all know will be in the building. It's going to be crazy. Yo, when I tell you I was laughing, so I said, yo, you're an idiot for this. But Kansas City, they've been winning. They got money, and they're going to be in the building. So
let me tell you something. Before we knew what it was, my order of, and it was all black quarterbacks, obviously, because, we're the under, they treat us underhandedly in the league. So, of course, I'm going to go with the black quarterback. But first and foremost, when I started watching Detroit, there was 4 teams that I wanted to see it happen. First, it was the little CJ nigga on the Texans.
Yes.
I thought that would have been phenomenal if he could have did it, right? But then you got to feel for the D and you got to feel for the Lions. It would have been phenomenal. But right behind that, Lamar, we all pulling for him. I'll tell you why Lamar kind of was at the top of my list all year. Is I'm a blue collar dude. I root for the blue collar, the underdog, if you will. And he was the first dude I think I've seen in sports, probably, if not in my lifetime, in damn near a very long time, that had the balls to bet on himself.
Yes.
Nobody, and I don't care what sport you look at, niggas are so tiptoey, so eggshelly, so let me get my check first. Sign down. I don't want it. It's so much of that shit. In politics, we have never seen a grown fucking man say, fuck what y'all saying. My mom's is my manager. I'm gonna fucking rock out to show you. That niggas acting like I ain't worth this money. Watch this shit. And when it's said and done, I'm gonna ask for more shit. And he got all his and then some. So, and then of course, Mahomes, like I said, with what he did through the playoffs, won me back over to like, yo, this is history right here. So that's where my direction was going as far as that. But I'm happy we're here now. We're gonna have some fun. I'll be in Detroit. If you got family in Detroit this coming weekend, I'm at the Punchline. Send them out. Me and John Hinton double headlining 5 shows at the Punchline. But we need to hear what the fuck Sean Harvey was up to, because I think I seen him on the news.
Whoa. well, after all of that, thanks, because I was too busy listening to you guys. I felt like I was a part of the studio audience, and then you point to me, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm just enjoying this shit. First of all, you go into the Mecca of Babylon just for your birthday. And I'm happy for you, and have a good time and be safe out there. And double nickel, that's a good look. And I got so much love for you, so much respect for you, brother. And have a good time. And I saw the pictures at the row house you was living. your best life. You was all hugged up with all the beautiful young ladies that were there, and the energy was crazy. And I say that because that's what my weekend was all about. We talk about Motivational Monday. I was so motivated this weekend because I was so proud of one of my supporters that live in Reading, Pennsylvania, about an hour and a half from here, who I said to her, I said, I think you need to get into the promotion game with a comedy show because a lot of people got love for you in your neighborhood, Amir Sealy. Right. And I shared with her like how to do it as it was shared to me. And this is a person who followed instructions right to the T, Amir, and New York King, and had a successful, sold-out comedy show. And I sat there like a proud, like I was so, like it was the type of person that, because Amir Sealy, there's people always around us that want to take from us, take what they can get and keep it pushing, and their whole motive is to get what they can get. This is a person that's a true supporter of mine, come to all my shows, buy my merch, bring her peoples. And when we talked about the pricing of the budget, I said, listen, we're going to slash that in half. Don't worry, we'll work it out because of all she's done for me. Wow. And supporting my movement. And I was so proud of this young lady. New York King packed the place out, over 100 people in there. Had a good time. Show was great. Listened to instructions, and we're doing another one in April. And that motivated me so much to sit there and go, I know I'm in the right place. I know I'm in the right universe. And what I'm doing this with love, because to see somebody that didn't really know that they had that much love. Some people don't even know that they get this much love when people got love and respect for them. And for this young lady to have this show, now we're doing it once a month in Reading, Pennsylvania. It was a beautiful situation to see someone just follow the instructions, do it for love, brought her peoples out, made money, and we had a great time. That I just still and you know what, New York King and Amir Sealy, it made me work harder. It made me work hard for the love. The funny was there, but I was like, these people was the first time they saw any of us, most of the crowd. And I was like, I am not going out like this with this young lady that put this together. So salute to the homegirl that just did it for love and got paid for it. And
so you sound like me, Sean. You sound like me with the proudness, the proud Papa Bear. I always tell you guys, like these comedians that come behind me in my camp that I fuck with on the reg, I always tell you guys the same thing. I'm always like, yo, when y'all hit it out the park or take a piece of advice and I see it play out in real time, like you just get super proud about that. Speaking of your young lady, our first guest today, this young lady, name is Tina Booker, right? I've known Tina over 20 years. She's been supporting comedy way back in LeBar Bat days when we was doing After Work Tuesdays and all that good shit. And she wrote a book as an installment. She hit me to it this Saturday because she came out to the pop-up. She's from Brooklyn. She's like, yo, this is just part one. This is from this age to this age. Then I'm gonna come with this age. This, you know what I mean? She's like, there's about 3 parts to it, and it's a coming of age story. Her own book that she's releasing and is out for sale already, on sale and everything. The release, I believe, might be today. Bring up Tina Booker if she's in the waiting room, and let's go to the 4 screen. Prophet Pete. Let's go to the. Okay, I see. We got her. She's in the stream, audio only. Tina, make sure you put your video camera on so we can get you on the 4th screen. It says your audio's in, but you might want to access your video camera as well.
Amir Sealy. Yes, they all came out. They all came out, brother. They all came out. I am so happy for this person. And they don't do comedy in this town. And now we're doing comedy in this town.
But look what she did. She reached back to you and had conversations with you and got the instructions on how to do what it is to do. And you said she followed it to the letter.
Right to the letter.
So that's a great thing right there. That's a great thing. And this it's a great segue to bring Tina in because Tina Booker, let me explain something to you. I said in the beginning, we had 4 days to sell the show. It was literally a pop-up. It was that Monday or Tuesday where he's like, yo, didn't your show get moved on Saturday? I'm like, yeah, let's go pop-up. I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go pop-up. This young lady's not only a supporter for herself, she came in at 25 deep. She kept buying tickets, and next thing you know, we're only getting 140, 50 in a row. 125, 30 is her people. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Motivation Monday. There she is. There she is, the queen of stuff. Tina, what up? How are you, babe? Oh, we got your video now. Hit your sound.
Thank you, Mike.
If it's a phone, turn it sideways. If it's a phone, turn it sideways. It'll give you the whole thing. And then hit your mic on the bottom. See the mic button on the bottom? Make sure the mic is on. So now we got your video. We don't have your sound. If not, then go out and come back in. Yeah, go out, come back in, and click back in the link. We'll bring you in. But anyway, she came out, bro. Or bought. I can't even say sold because I ain't like I gave you tickets to sell. Got on the horn. Oh, we doing this. The hubby, shout out to her husband too. That's my guy. And they got together, bro. Next thing you know, I got 10. Oh, I got 8 more coming. By the time I got there, Amir, they 25, 30 deep in the place.
Nice.
And it was amazing. But she has this book, and I told her, I said, you know what? Because I first offered, come out live, set up next to me on the merch thing, sell your book. We'll plug it on stage. You could shake some hand, kiss some babies, and get the word out that way as well. But she's like, no, I don't want to infringe on your night. We'll do that at a different event another time. But then she came out support. I said, you know what? Come on Monday, Motivation Monday, with me, Sean, and Amir, and let's make it happen. How are you feeling today, Queen?
I'm good. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Hey!
Gotcha. Welcome to the show, Tina.
I know the prescription on your glasses. That's great.
It's a prescription on these.
Well, first of all, welcome to the show. This is the God. Amir is right here. Sean Harvey from the Sean Harvey Morning Show's here. We do this every Monday. We're welcoming you on board, and we want to hear and know about this book firsthand. Tell us about it. What made you do it, first of all?
The Black Wildflower. That is
okay.
Oh, okay. So let's get into it. Well, this is the first of the trilogy, right? It's a trilogy. Right. And I decided I wanted to share my business with everybody. Let's just be, because people nosy, right? Everybody want to know. They see you now, but they, you know what they say, they know your story. They see your glory, but they don't know your story. Something like that, right? So I've been working on this book for almost a decade in thought, right? And thought. Right. Nothing is nothing. It's an idea. You don't do anything on it. It's just an idea. So I was like, I feel the urge to write and tell my business.
Gotcha.
A lot of people ask, I'm always going places. Well, let's just, can I allow me to reintroduce myself? My name is T from the borough of Brooklyn. Well, being from Brooklyn, number one, where my life is now. So now I pastor, I minister, target market, pretty much women, right? Growing up in Brooklyn, Bedford-Stuyvesant, most of my life. I'm 51 years old now. Been married, been with the same man for 23 years. Daughter, retired correction officer, entrepreneur, author, and I run a nonprofit organization as well. So nice. How did all that stuff add on? I wanted to write this book because, talent knows me personally, but I used to be in these streets. Before all this, I was in the streets, heavy party promoting. I was promoting parties with one of the top promoters in New York City. We was Ugly Production back in the days, throwing big parties in the city, and just always out in the street from a teenager. Struggled in school, went to college, dropped out. So pretty much my story, and then my peaks and valleys. Then I decided to test my hand in law enforcement after working in the medical field, doing medical billing for years and secretarial and administrative work. So I wanted to write this story to really talk about my life from the age of 13 to a little over 30. What did that look like growing up in Brooklyn, Bedford-Stuyvesant during the crack era, coming of age story, being a young girl influenced by not only hip hop, but my culture, right? Drug dealers, jewelry, all of those things. What took me down that rabbit hole? How did I end? What happened in that time in my life? In addition to how I started transitioning to become the woman that I am today. So the book is written in a trilogy. And because I love music so much, I love music, I love comedy, I love creativity. Every chapter has a song attached to it. So when you read my book, like chapter 1 is Go Stetzer, right? Brooklyn is our hometown. That is so I got the title The Black Wildflower because my mom loved that book, that song by New Birth, Wildflower.
Yeah.
So that was one of my mom's favorite songs. And then it caught on to me. And it kind of like defined the woman I am because I'm like, I am Black and I'm chocolate, right? I've had my wild lifestyle, but I'm still a flower and I bloom as I blossom in life. So the title is The Black Wildflower because of that. And the subtitle is Confessions of Love, Lust, and Life Lessons because every chapter has a takeaway. I just didn't want to write and not.
I like that. I like that. Love, lust, and life. Now, here's my first question out the gate is, if I'm a young girl, I'm a young woman coming of age, and between, you just said 13 to 30, right? So if I'm that young woman that's fitting in between those parameters, am I walking away with something at itself? Because like we said, this is a certain era that we all on this show we can relate to. But now if I'm a young woman and I pick this book up and I happen to be, I don't know, 18, 21, whatever, is it something I can walk away with and go, okay, I learned a lesson through her lessons?
Yes. And I'll say this, people that have read the book, men and women, actually, because I did a pre-release, you know, I'm always in my business mind. So I made sure that I grabbed every market to read the book, every age group to read the book, to give me feedback. And say this, from the millennials on that, they're like, well, I cried in Trapped to this. And I understand now why, even if it was something they learned or understanding their parent.
Wow, that's good.
And I thought that was powerful for young people to say, man, when my mom was talking to me about that, I didn't really think it was deep like that, you know, or everybody has some type of experience. And then when I speak to women about the book, they say they see themselves in my stories. And when I speak to men about the book, it's like, it goes two ways. Some of them be like, yo, what happened with so-and-so? I don't like that person. You know, they made it like almost like a movie.
Sometimes people get personal with, see, that's the thing about reading, man. Reading is more intimate than seeing the movie version. The movie version is more entertaining, but when you read, you get so connected. Like I'm sitting there saying to myself, because I know you personally, part of me is going, my brain's going to read it like that. But then you got to keep in mind, I'm a dad of 3 girls, young ladies. So I'm going to read it like that too. Amir, you got a question?
You know what's so funny? She kind of answered it because I was thinking to myself, you know, what kind of feedback, like I was going to ask her what she getting from the men, but it makes sense, you know, the response she just gave, because I think that when you, like you said, you read something, and especially when it's a coming of age kind of situation, if you're smart, you're replaying your own experience through those lenses. And because of that, then you pull from it, like you said, Tina, what you pull from it and which you apply. And I think that, like you said, I think for guys in general, sounds like it's going to be a really good book in terms of explaining some of the faux pas we might have already made.
You may have experienced, or you may have not even known. No, let me put these glasses back on. Hold on. Can't be that. You trying to be cute, can't see, right? This just 51-year-old eyes. You know, they hit different. So so what, actually, I'll say this. When my husband read the book, he did say, he was quiet for a few days. I was like, am I getting divorce papers in the mail?
My husband was quiet for a few days. That's hilarious.
I'm like, he ain't say nothing about this book yet. You know, he had the manuscript. I said, he ain't say nothing yet. But by the 4th day he came in, he was like, so you got a really good book. I was like, oh, thank you. Okay. He was like, I was in my feelings a little bit. Damn, it's a good book.
Nice.
And so that was more inspiration, because for me, being a woman that's married and sharing the depths of my life the way I do in this book, because I'm like, if I'm a writer, I'm a straight shooter. I don't want to leave nothing on the table. Now, of course, because it's writing, I can't write in depth detail for every situation, but I wanted to add enough where you can laugh, right? I didn't want to write from a woe is me, because life is good and it's going to be peaks and valleys, trials and triumphs. So I wrote from that space to say, look, this was fun. This was lit. Hell, this hurt. This broke me. This built me.
Right.
So, in that space.
Nice.
Right.
Sean, you got any questions?
Yeah, well, she shared, and it's a pleasure meeting you.
Same.
I know two parts. One, I know you said that it took 12 years or years for you to, it was in your spirit to write your story. But when was it that moment that you actually started writing? Because you know what I mean? Like when you talk about, then it's gotta be that one moment when you go, oh, what was that inspiration that you said, you know what, it's time to write?
During the pandemic. And 2020, because I had started dealing with heavy anxiety, because being in ministry and being a person that everybody leans on, I literally was doing people's funerals on Zoom. People was calling me to funeralize their family members and eulogize them on Zooms. And then me having a compromised immune system, and I had just retired from corrections in 2019. So it was like everything was happening, and I was like, okay, I need an outlet and I need to do something for me that's going to free me. So I got some therapy and I started writing.
Nice.
And it really helped. It really helped. And it took 3 years, because still in the midst of that, and why I always encourage people, I don't care what you're going through, don't put down what God has put in you to do. And so I would start and stop, got a writing coach to just teach me what writing looks like, because that's not my field. And I just start going at it, and everything just start coming out. So it's pretty therapeutic for me. So
let me ask one more question, King. Also, because it takes a lot of courage to share your story. That's a lot. That takes a lot to just take personal inventory to share. How much motivation, how much pain is in your story where you had to sit down and write? What was the pain like? Because sometimes pain is that motivator to make you write.
I'll say this. I've always said share to inspire. That's really important to me. And I felt like, for me, I always verbalize when I'm on my live streams, so I'm in groups and stuff. I'm always kind of like telling my stuff to make other women or men feel comfortable in the room. Like, hell, if I've been through it and I'm good, you're going to be all right. So I figure I wrote this book, and it's in the introduction for people to be rid of their shame of, like, you here and carrying that old baggage. I'll say this, because I'm Christian, right? One thing the Bible says is that when you commit your life to Christ, he makes all things new, right? He's supposed to make all things new. All things is washed away. That's what I believe in my faith. All things are washed away. So I always say, okay, if I've been sexually assaulted, a victim of child molestation, and now this thing is supposed to be new, I don't want to carry that no more. So I did all last year. I went on a personal, I tell everybody I had a forgiveness bus. I went on my forgive and release tour last year. I didn't do no work. Forgive and release, because I didn't want to just say I forgive people that hurt me or maybe traumatize me. I really wanted to release that pain in a place when I ain't got to pick it back up. It is what it is. I could see the predator. I could see the person that caused me trauma and say, how are you? I hope you're good. I hope you're a better person than you was then. And I still love you. And there's nothing you could do about it but love me back. I wanted to be that person, because people forgive, but they don't release the pain.
So that sound like a TD Jakes chapter right there. Anyway, Sean Harvey is clearly about to put out a very painful book. Sean Harvey's like, how you get the pain in it? This nigga about to write some painful shit. Anyway, tell us, before you go, can you please shout the name of the book out again and tell everybody where they could cop a copy of this book right now? Because I'm about to dive into my shit this week.
Right. It's called The Black Wildflower: Confessions of Love, Lust, and Life Lessons. And you can find it on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, digitally. But where I really want you to go to get the book is www.theblackwildflower.com. That's my personal webpage. The reason why I want you to, because if you go through the digital copy, and you can do that as well to support my nonprofit organization, Radical for Kids, every cent from digital downloads will go to our alternative and GED program graduate program. We're giving kids scholarships who have graduated from an alternative high school or GED program. Because when I struggled in school, and I think no kid should be left behind. It's not how they started, it's how they finish. So proceeds from the paperback, a portion of paperback and hardcover as well, is being donated to my nonprofit organization to be a blessing to the kids.
Nice.
So that's why I'm hoping you go to the website, get it. And another thing, cut the middleman.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Oh, shit. That's what I'm talking about. You know she from Brooklyn. I'm a bootleg. Fuck out of here. All that's going to non-for-profit. Thank you, Tina, for giving us your time today, man. Motivation Monday. Come back anytime. You want to plug it? You got something to say? This is all we do on here is uplift and help people. Every Monday, we donate an hour at a time to get it done. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only now off. Thank you, Brooklyn International. No stacks up. Appreciate you, baby.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Once again, that's my girl, the lovely Tina Booker, blackwildfire.com. Make sure you go get that book. Those proceeds are helping other kids out. See, I like shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like shit like that. I like when we can bring people on here that's not just doing to be doing or hand out to be hand out, but I got an end game. You know what I mean? You out there raising a lot of money. Yeah, but this money going to do this.
Yeah.
You know, you doing this. Yeah, but I'm going to take that and do this. I like that. Me personally, that's just, my fucking thing right there. Like I tell you, you buy my shit, I'm giving you a business card.
Right.
So just so you know, the shit is real out here. All right, switching gears. Once again, if you're just chiming in late, welcome to Motivation Monday. We got about a half hour left on this jacket. We're going to rock up. You see my man Amir Silly. You see Sean Harvey in the building. I'm Talon Harris. Let me get right to it, man. We talked about the weekend, so we know what I did Friday. I was in Philly. We know Saturday came back here from a Brooklyn pop-up. So I apologize, Amir. The intent was to end up with your ass. The time didn't allow, so I missed that great Roadhouse party. But I'm gonna get over. I've never been there. I gotta go over there. I've never been there.
We gotta get over there.
Yeah, we gotta pick a day and just
Sean, rock. You too. Sean, we gotta get over there.
Just we gotta go over there, man. You know what I mean? Make it happen. But here's the thing. So Sunday was that day for all of us that we got to sit back and woosah, if you will. And I like days like that because now I always tell people this: as a social drinker, the drinks hit different when I drink and I'm working, or when I'm drinking, I'm not working, just chilling. I think a couple of games came on. Memphis, it was a good game. Memphis and the Phoenix Suns, and for some reason, mad games was on, like 5 games at 6 o'clock. Perfect. Yeah. Got my shit together. Go to my bar. I'm kicking it. And what the fuck happens at the bar? People come in and, we know all the couples in the bar. It's like Cheers. Everybody knows your name. And a couple of motherfuckers look a little like something going on. We're always, you look around the bar, you be talking shit, like whispering to your people. What's going on with them over there? It look like they're arguing. So we seen a couple of them things take place Sunday, which triggered into this relationship conversation. And we was like, you know what? Everybody had their little opinion of relationships and what it could have been and what the case may be and what you're arguing about. And then, dude storms out. So then the girl done slide her chair into our little circumference and trying to share what's going on. Yeah, fuck him. And what I learned is this. A lot of y'all ain't ready for a relationship. I think, and here's some real shit. I said what I said. A lot of people go through what I call the societal movements and motions, meaning you do what you think you're supposed to do, or what they say you're supposed to do, or it's supposed to go like this. You don't have a fucking clue.
Yeah.
You don't have a fucking clue of what's going on. You don't even know if you're capable of being with somebody like that. You don't know if you need love to do it. Because, see, here's the thing. When we're younger, what we didn't need for relationships was love. I don't know if you recognized it. You're young. You don't even know what the fuck love is yet. Like she just said her book, Love, Lust, and you know what I mean? Like lessons.
Like
So lust, when we were younger, we confused every time almost with love. Or love. You don't love a nigga. Pussy was wet. She sat in your lap. You're following around like a fucking puppy with two noses. You don't know what love is yet. You ain't been there yet. You're confusing that. So now I'm seeing it. And here's the thing. You get a pass up to a certain age. I'm going to put that number at, I'm putting the number at 30. 28 to 30. I'll give you, as a man, I've never been a woman, so I can't attest to that. But as a man, I give you fellas 28 to 30 to get your shit together, to just know the difference. Right? So now when you know the difference, now you need to know, okay, I'm going to be in a relationship. Okay, so what does that entail for you? What does that mean? So that with the hopes of it working. You know, I had 2 Uber drivers in the past week. For some reason, I think I look like a therapist or some shit to people, right? For some reason, back to back, Dominican dudes plowing their shit on me. And these ain't no long rides where one was good because went to the city. That was a couple weeks ago. But this one recently this week, this shit's like a 10-minute ride. But son got it in. He was like, yo, first fucking wife, blah, 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 second wife. And we talking about it, and I'm giving him some advice. He was like, yo, I ain't looking at it that way, and blah, blah, blah. I said, because we do what we think we're supposed to do instead of what really works for us. When you go into something and you don't have it figured out for yourself, right away, you're going to fuck it up for the other person.
Yeah.
Because that's what a relationship is. It's the joining of people. It ain't about just you no more. It ain't about just her no more. It's the joining. So if you don't have it together with self, you're going to fuck it up for the other person. Last person, I just had a conversation about this. Last person I was with, I said, yo, I said, you know, because I stepped off. You know, I heard you out. I hear where you're coming from. And I'm going politely because I'd rather leave this way, you know, fighting and toxicity. I'm not doing all that shit. I'm just going to step off, right? And I just released some information over the weekend of here's some of the things why I stepped off. And one of the things that stood out to me that every time I say it, somehow it just goes over people's head. I say, yo, I'm self-made. I work very hard to get to this thing called happiness. Now, this is what I need you to understand. It's going to sound fucked up, but it really ain't, just matter-of-factly. Once I found that bubble, and I created that bubble, I would say off the top of my head, I've been in this bubble for a good 13, 14 years. That's how long ago I found it and kind of keep it in order. I don't want you to feel any kind of way if you're a woman, but you coming here, I'm already happy. I made this. I worked hard to get here. You coming into a relationship with me can either make me happy or you leave and make me unhappy. I'm already happy. All you can do coming here with me is me fall in love with you and sharing this with you.
Yes, of course.
You didn't make this happiness. You're not going to break this happiness, but I'll share it with you if I care about you. And I think a lot of women get that shit mixed up where they believe that they either made the happiness or can break the happiness. And motherfuckers can say shit like me. I told the woman, do not say that shit one more time. If I hear this shit one more time, I just thought you'd fight for us. Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Why would I fight? Why would I fight for a problem you just made up? So if I'm arguing with you, I'm gonna fight for you to stay for more arguments? I think not.
Sean, you want to go first, or you want me to dive in? Because I've been waiting for this one. I've been waiting for this one.
I tell you what. Let me go first, and you close out.
Okay, go, sir. Go, sir.
New York King, you're absolutely right.
Like we're about to jump a bit. You want to hit the you punch in the face. Go ahead.
You know what? Everything you said is on point. I think you was too generous at the age of 28 to 30. I think it takes men to 50 to 60, 70 years old to find out who they really are, because that's the real issue. You are blessed, New York King, and all others. It didn't take that long. Some men and women can't even identify the way they feel about themselves or any kind of situation. So you're absolutely right. We have to fast track to identify, what are we doing? It's not the other person. We got to know that we need to feel good about ourselves. You said something real deep. You've been in a bubble for 13 years. You don't want nobody breaking that bubble. Yes, two people come together to make this whole one situation irrelevant. Not we together and you're making me happy and I'm not making you happy. No, that's not how it works. It has to be, you have to be happy and in love with yourself to articulate it to somebody else. I'm not a relationship expert. I've been thrown out of 57 women houses. I've been in 78 relationships. But the one thing I do know is this: when I'm in a good place and I can identify that I have love to bring, if it doesn't work, I know that I love myself and we keep it pushing. Like you just said about the folks in the bar, storming out, emotional. I don't do that. I don't yell and argue like I don't do that. I used to. I don't do that anymore. Is it a codependent issue? It could be. A lot of us are codependent. We were born codependent, but some of us, it's a lifespan of people that are unhappy because they simply can't identify themselves. And there's a lot of issues. And I yield my time.
Here's my thing. The minute, and this is why I step off. See, this is the older town. Because again, I go back to that threshold. I gave you that 28, 30 number. If you catch me before that, I'm like everybody else. I'm going through the motion. I'm doing what I heard to do. You know, blah, blah, blah. I'm staying in this toxic shit. We arguing back and forth. But here's the thing. The minute I'm no longer happy and I stay in it, I'm damn sure going to make you unhappy.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to go.
Right.
To both of you gentlemen's points, because both of y'all hit the nail on the head. The only other thing I'll add to that is this idiotic thing that we do now, and this goes for both sides, both male and female. We are now listening to social media and the foolishness that they continue to spew on these various podcasts, platforms, whatever. Look, Sean, you nailed it when you said it's an inside job, people. I'm going to say it one more damn time because I get so sick and tired of having to explain this to women. He's not making me happy. It's an inside job. Nobody knows how to make you happy but you. Yeah. There are a few things that we have to take into account. Sean's the elder statesman on this panel. Me and Talon about the same age. There is a song out that says, nobody can be you. But you. It doesn't say but them. It says but you. So I need you to go listen to that song, play it a few times, let it marinate into your system. If you don't want to play that song, you could play what's my other one? There's so many. I'm gonna come up with some more. But that's the first thing. As Sean said, you got to identify that's an inside job. After you define such, that self-inside job, know this. Anything that comes and adds to it, because that's what it's doing. It's not making it better. It's not making it whole. It's adding to it. I'm going to tell you why. Nobody knows how to make me happy other than me.
Yes.
You come along and you just do some things that add to said happiness. That's a fact. And look, this goes for both sides. I'm so sick and tired of having these conversations because to both you gentlemen's points, these are wonderful conversations that you have all the time with your female friends and your male friends. And I get all these people who say things like, but I have these metrics. I have all these things that this person has to live up to. And I go, Okay, so you've been having this metric system now for the last 15 years. You've been single for the last 15 years. So is the metric system like you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's just simple things. The math ain't math, people. Like, when I tell you, I get so frustrated and so upset because I cannot believe that at this stage we're still utilizing these simple things. Life is very simple. You get up. You're thankful for opening your eyes. You're thankful for all of the things that you have at your disposal, whatever they may be. Please stop comparing your life to your girlfriends. She been married 20 years and this is gone and that. You don't know, 17 of them, she could have been getting black eyes. You weren't there for the black eye sessions. You were only there for the things that you think were good. Same for us fellas out here. Oh, son, stop. When you truly love somebody, quote unquote, you don't keep score. You don't have all these conditions that y'all come up with and all these, amazing things that are silly. What you do is you love the person. And here's a big, big one. If you meet somebody and they're past the age of 30, and this goes for both sexes, they are already set in who they are. Believe you me when I tell you that. So don't get in there and be like, I'm going to change him or her. You're not. What you can do is assimilate to what you think, know, and see that they already are. Now, here's the big one, and I need everybody to listen. If that's not for you, get off that ride. Go find another ride to get on. That's not the ride for you. You know how you go to the amusement park, and they have that sign, and it says you got to be this big to ride this ride? It's the same for life. Y'all start understanding. You got to be this big to ride these rides. And if you're not, okay. Just find another ride. See, you don't know how long I've been waiting to get. As y'all can see, this one has been burning at me. I was like, driving me crazy.
Here's the big one. Here's the big one. The next time they say fight, fight for us, I'm gonna fucking fight you.
Stop
that lifetime shit, man. I'm tired of us going through the motion of all the things we've heard. Like you said on this. You're absolutely right. You made a great valid point where, it's all this information on these platforms and everything like that. And one of the greatest points you made is like, you motherfuckers are out there taking advice from people who ain't even your age, who think they read something somewhere or went off a meme somewhere and think they're prolific. No, you're an individual. Figure out who the fuck you are. Figure out what you want, what you like, what you don't like. And like the man said, if the ride it ain't for you, it ain't for you. Go find a ride that's good. You know what I mean? Niggas try to ride the Batman at Six Flags Great Adventures, and they're throwing up in the men's room. Like, what are you doing? Get your bitch ass back on the Ferris wheel.
But here, listen. This is what I got out of Amir Sealy's burning desire. My whole thing is this: with Amir Sealy, God bless him. What he's saying is so clear, so thorough. You can clearly understand what he's saying, but no one would listen to it because they will dissect it and debate what he's saying. What Amir Sealy and what you just said and what we all said was just so clear, so basic, that the problem is just what he said in the beginning of this brilliant rant about social media and the delusion of what the truth is now. Because remember, 2 years ago, we were living in an ultimate reality. They called it alt reality. You can switch your own reality. And for this man, Amir Sealy, was birthday week, who thank you for sharing. The information is so clear,
but they won't listen. They won't listen. The fucking Aquarian, King Aquarian, done told you what. Here's the point that I wrote down. This is how ass backwards we are. And why these relationship bumps heads, they don't work, blah blah blah, they get toxic, whatever the case may be. For some reason, we have a chronological order of things in our lives all out of order. They're not in the right order. So the things that we will make, something simple like make a list. Motherfuckers will make a list on things they think are so important, but the things that really are important, nobody makes a list. You got a grocery list, you got a laundry list, you got a to-do list, you got a party to hit list, You got a record, what do you call it, playlist.
Oh my God.
You put together a playlist to fuck a bitch in the hotel room before you put together a list on your life.
T, you know what makes that one so poignant and such a great point to add to that is not only that, I need you guys to stop having things on your list that might have been important to you at 25, might have been important to you at 30. Look, every year, I would like to say every day, almost every week, to be honest with you, you're supposed to do a little bit of a self-assessment and look at the things that honestly work, meaning the things in your life that empower you, the things in your life that make you feel great, the things in your life that you do that empower others, and things of that magnitude and that nature. You're supposed to continue to utilize those, but the things that you see stagnate you, the things that you see T made mention of cause toxicity, the things that Sean said cause you to be all over the place. You need to either upgrade those things or totally delete them from your existence, because they are keeping you from what your ultimate goal is, which is what T started, which is your happiness. Yeah. I'm so sick and tired of people saying things like, for instance, Sean on this panel happens to be, one member on this panel who's married. But Sean has gone on numerous times and said some of the other things that he's gone through to get to that point. The last point I'll make is, and I make this always especially when I speak to men and women, I love all of y'all for this reason. And this is a true story. Y'all can think about this. Loving Basketball, the other joint with Lorenz Tate and Nia Long, what's that one?
Love
Jones. The one with Queen Latifah and Sanaa Lathan and Old Boy.
I know you're talking about.
All of those movies, I tell everybody, this is what y'all failed to really pay attention to in those movies. Yes, ultimately, the love was gotten in the end. But you know what y'all miss out? The part when the man and the woman had to go find themselves before they actually got into that situation that worked out in the end. That's what everybody misses.
No, they don't want that. But Amir, that's no different than what we talk about in the show when we say how people, it's microwave days. People want to eat. Nobody want to go or look or witness the struggle. They want to see the end. Oh, look at them in the end. Blah, blah. Here's something I learned along the way that shocked the shit out of me. That if I never went on the road and got to see the world as a whole and how people move as a whole, I'd probably on the third, fourth marriage by now. I'm like it's a double nickel year. I'll probably be, I'm not even lying. I'll probably be a third, because I would be oblivious and ignorant to facts of this shit, right? Called love and relationship. But going out and seeing how people move, it's a different time. It's been a different time from my adult life, which is half of my life, than from what I was raised watching around with my grandparents, my great-grands, and down to my aunties and uncles and mommy and them. Like, this thing has changed so drastically. I've been on the road, man, and I watch, I'm not throwing nobody in the bus, but I would watch single dudes, or maybe not single dudes, who was on tour with me, getting married women to do the craziest shit. Like, and sometimes embarrassingly so in front of us. Like, just on some power tripping shit. I got married bitch here, man. She said, I gave her 2 tickets, her and her husband. This bitch is nice. T, watch this bitch. She gonna come down here. Bitch, come down and pull your titties out. Show my niggas. And I'm in there like,
what you do?
All I can think of is, this bitch is sitting with her husband.
Yeah. Wow.
At the show that you got the tickets from the dude who, and then you'll be like, you scratch your head, you'll be bewildered, you'll be taken aback, whatever you want to say, but then you see it 10 more times. Then you see it 10 more times. Then you see it 10 more times. Then you got to say to yourself, I never want to be that guy. Between that and before I even went on the road, coming out of high school, I've always lived alone from 10th grade on, right? So when I had, like, the house I got now, I was only on the first floor in the 1 bedroom when I first got here 29 years ago. And I swear to God, dude, revolving door and revolving couch for my friends who were newlyweds to come sleep on. Some had to stay 2 days, some stayed 2 weeks, some stayed too much. Whatever it was, I'm taking all this in. And I'm like, I don't want to be that nigga. I mean, I love that nigga. It's my nigga. But two things wasn't going to happen. I wasn't going to let a bitch kick me out of hers, and I was not going back to mommy house.
Yeah.
Those two things for me was death. That was like going back to mommy house was like the doctor go, yo, you got cancer. What?
Right.
Real talk. Because I'm in here trying to make an example. Not that I knew it inadvertently. I was making an example. I got a little sister coming behind me. She got kids. We all got young ones. Somebody got to make an example of this is how you got to do it. You got to, and eventually, blah, blah, blah. So going back was not an option. And then I mean, even one time, like I would keep this place here. And I've lived with a couple girls. I lived in Jersey with one. I lived in Atlanta with one. I lived in LA with one. But I would keep the place here. And each woman, let's say I dated 5 women in the span. 3 out of 5 would bitch and moan about why you got to keep that place. You here. And I'm like, well, let's just call that the office. But in my mind, it was the fear of one day, bitch, you get on your period or get mad at me for any slight thing and tell me to get the fuck out and I have nowhere to go. That's not an option.
Yeah. See, you again, the reality of it all for most men is just exactly what you explained. That is the kryptonite. That is the one thing. Now, I will say this, and again, this is based off of where we are now in this social media era. I don't know, because I see dudes, they feel like going from couch to couch is the thing to do. Again, different generation, different mindset. But I'm looking at dudes like, son, that we not raised like that. I don't even understand that as a any kind of concept. But I realize, again, because of social media and the amount of inundation that people are getting because it's constant. Like half of the titles that you see on people's podcasts tell you shouldn't go into that room. This is why. Come on, you see them joints. This is real men or real women of this. And I'm like, in whose world? Like, I ain't mad at you, but that's your version. Like,
that's so funny.
Yo,
that's true as fuck, though. It's true.
That's
like,
hilarious.
But see, here's the thing. I mean, and this is what's wrong with us too. This is how you know a lot of us grew up toxic or somehow ended up toxic, because what you just said, it's like the title lets you know you should go in there. But what they do, Sean, they click on and go in there.
Yeah, they click on and go in.
It's drama. Because it sounds like drama. And we love some fucking drama. 2 things we love in America, nigga, Big Macs and drama.
Yeah.
Yo, this was a great show tonight, and both of you have touched my heart. And King, you are absolutely right, because I've been there. I've been in a situation where a woman told me to get out, and I had no place to go, and I had to run and get a room real quick, and I had to and I said to myself, I will never, ever in my life let that ever happen again. So when you shared that just now, it touched me because I was there. I know how that is.
And there's arguments with chick about that. Like, I express how I feel about that, and I've had chicks argue me down, like, "Well, you don't love me," and why would you think like that? But because I know you bitches. I grew up raised by 5 sisters, 5 aunties, 2 grandma, mommy. Like, I know women. And this is not a swipe of being funny. I'm being dead ass. I knew and learned women before I learned to be a man. It's just the order of my life. Like, the guys were in jail or the service. So all I learned from men came from the streets, like the role models I would be around. And then eventually my uncle, God bless his name, who's gone now, came home. When he came home the last time from jail, he stayed and he became that influence, that father influence, because my father died at a very young age. But the reality is, I don't even think they understand how emotional they get sometimes, and the decisions they make straight out of emotion that leave us fucked up. And I'm a grown man, bro. I can't. Can you imagine right now? And man, I turned 55 like a mere this year, right? Can you imagine? I go knock on a friend's door, and hey, what up, T? Pleasant surprise. Fuck is all these bags?
Yo, if it's not that, and again, this is no knock to anybody because life interesting. But you'd be surprised how many cats are really living in rooms right now. They don't got apartments. Dudes is living in rooms for real.
If I go to the post, wild bags. That bus song that we be taking out there. I don't even have my main man Rodney. I get on that $15 bus. Backpack. And Sean will be like, "Oh shit, T in the park. He gonna do this," but you ain't getting right in that house. Then they're gonna close the door behind him. What's going on? So I thought of you, and I just need a week or so. Sean will be like, "Wait here 1 second, nigga. Let me."
Exactly.
Now I put him in a position where he got to go with the wifey. Blah blah blah. I don't even want to do that to you, and I don't want it to happen to me. But I know women, and they will make the greatest decisions in their life, the biggest, most important peril decisions off of that emotion, that day, that hour, that minute in time, and disrupt everything that life has. Or this too easy. We got to do a part 2 next Monday.
Yeah, we got to do a part 2.
This can't end right here, bro. I know he's whatever. Oh, 706. Listen, so I want to apologize to all my people, but be back here 6 o'clock next Monday because we can't leave this way.
We can't know. There's more to dissect on this for real. Because there's a lot. This was a big one. I was so glad when you started down that road. I was like, he's finally going down this road that I want to go down.
I'm gonna talk to Pete because I got my sister has a birthday dinner on next Monday. So what I'm gonna do is we may come in a little early, like 5.
Okay.
Record it, and then Pete play. We'll talk it and see what production. But can't leave this right here. I want to thank everybody. Motivation Monday. We coming back with more relationship shit. We splatting this shit on the wall. Actually, grab a couple of guests. Let some female perspective come in. We can handle the testosterone, but let's get some estrogen on here. Get B-Love and a couple of girls. And have them on here. Also next week, I think at the top of the show, we'll have a guest, Rob Jackson, promoter extraordinaire. He's doing the New Year's cruise this year. Sean Harvey and myself, 7-8 days. We on this boat. We're bringing in the New Year's with comedy and the hottest DJs. Go to my IG, Talent the Comedian. I just put it in the stories today. And check out the flyer and inbox me if you need more information. But he'll be able to tell more detail next Monday. This has been Motivation Monday. We love you. Sean Harvey from the Sean Harvey Morning Show. Amir Silly. You already know Aquarius season. And yours truly, Talent, the nigga who will not sleep on your motherfucking couch. Peace. We see y'all, baby. Next week.
Yes. Yo.
It's crazy. Thanks, Pete. Prophet Pete, super producer, man. See you next week.
Yes.